Ooh. Say something?
Testing. Hello.
Hello, good morning. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. It is the third day of January, February, March, April, year of our Lord 2025. Kind of a weird month for me. I see the 4 and it doesn't quite register with what month it is, so I gotta count it out. I know I'm not the only one. Don't be embarrassed if that's you. Hope you guys had a great Wednesday night. We had some Wine Wednesday last night. Then the market kind of tanky-pooed a little. Opening down 3.6% right now. So similar area to where we left it last night. But so we will see how that affects the market going into today and tomorrow. I kind of look at Wednesday as like the halfway point in the week, not just because it is, but sometimes cycles run for a day or two or three, and then we kind of get a different one to finish the week, and it's usually rare that we get like 5 straight days of the same type of action. But right now, obviously some big overarching news globally, and that is affecting our current market. So we will see what the type of reaction is there today. Could be the new bottom for the next 5 years. Could be just the start of something worse. You won't catch me predicting because I don't care. We got Kyle here with us because Huddie is out traveling the globe, going to South America. How are we doing, Kyle?
I'm doing fantastic, ready to rock and roll. Yeah, we're gonna see how ugly the markets get today, which is kind of fun. Like, grab your popcorn, pull up a movie, and let's watch and learn together. Because I don't see a whole lot for me, but we do have a live trading webinar for 4-leaf clovers, and there is a trade on my hands I do think I'll take today. But yeah, we're just ready to roll with it and see what the market brings us today. What fun action is there to watch? So
awesome, fantastic, amazing. When we have big drops in the overall market like this, we get them every little while. And let's say you had a morning where you had a lot of opportunity. Does it change the way you would trade those, or is it as simple as I'm a small cap trader? If the opportunity is there, I'm going to click the buttons and deal with it. When I look at my data over the years, it didn't tell me what the overall market was doing that day, so just got to roll with it.
yeah, I've never changed how I've traded because of what the overall market's doing. I just think sometimes the overall markets will change what I trade per se, and by meaning I don't mean change what I trade as I'm trading different tickers, but like what I trade changes, right? Um, Look, for like what the last, so what, second to last week of March, there was like absolutely no gappers whatsoever. Um, for a good period of March, there were absolutely no runners whatsoever, or multi-day runners, and so I think there's like an indirect effect there, but I doesn't mean I change how I treat any one individual setup differently. It just maybe how many times they pop up or how many times they actually run or don't run. That that is what I think changes when the overall markets kind of do a little oopsie doopsie. So.
Alrighty. Well, welcome in all of you guys. Getting back on track after last week. We were all in boot camp schedule, but we're back. Even though two of us are still traveling, then Huddie just started another travel.
We can't keep track of ourselves.
We can't keep track of ourselves, but we can't let Good Morning Nasdaq slide, so we will be here every morning. So consider hitting that thumbs up button for us, getting the number up towards 50. Hit that subscribe button. It'll just take you a second. I can show you how on some other time, but you just roll your mouse right over that little subscribe button. You click it. You never have to do anything ever again. Doesn't sign you up to anything. Just make sure that you're aware that we're live 5 days a week. Every single day the market is open, we're live. We're posting videos all the time, long form content. A lot more of it coming out very soon, multiple days a week. So you'll be able to kind of keep up with us every day when we're live. Every day we're posting videos. And if you want access to Clover so you can hang out with us even more, so you can get access to our webinars like we're doing right after this at 9:15 a.m. for all the 4-leafs. Do a little live trading webinar, see if any of these reversals pan out. So we'll talk about our watch list there, do some live trading, answer your questions. If you want access to that stuff, you always can over at clovertrading.io. Biggest gapper of the day. I don't have a scanner, so Kyle will tell me in 3, 2, 1.
PTIX.
PTIX, that's what I was going to guess.
Say again?
That's what I was going to guess.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, let's head to the charts. You're going to head into somewhere on Earth that has catalysts, and you're going to tell me what that is.
So, PTIX, let me pull it up here on Dilution Tracker. Overall risk medium, offering risk low, cash need is high. They have 2.2 months of cash left and burn 1 month of cash. Well, so they have a quarterly burn rate of 1 million, so I don't really know how that works. Oh no, 2.2 months of cash left, the quarterly burn rate of 1 million, and they have a current less than $1 million left in cash, so that's where they get the math. Some warrants at 64 cents, so we are right there, and those are still to be exercised, so that's a world where that gets fun today. In terms of news, let's see, 4 months ago, that possibly can't be right. Let me check Yahoo Finance just to check my sources, but there could be just a ticker with no news or no official PR. Maybe like there's a rumor or there's a tweet out there that we're just not aware of. But as my Yahoo Finance loads here, also 4 months ago. So I don't have any legit news, or I guess I should say official news. Unless you guys know in the chat, feel free to share. But that's kind of what I assume when there's no direct PR that I can find. It's probably like some chat room or some tweet or some rumor. Maybe it's an SEC filing that I haven't gone and searched for yet, but something that is obviously going to move things, but obviously don't have a direct, a direct search bar where I can just say, hey, why is this up today? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what AI is going to do. Eventually you can just type in, why is this up today? And it's going to immediately find you exactly why. It'll be like, this person XYZ tweeted on Twitter. It's like, oh, thanks. Maybe that already exists, but that's all I got. In terms of chart, not a good runner. I mean, we've had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. God, I keep going back. Let's see. 6. Almost looks like 7. Call it sub 10 amount of times where it is tried to run and never lasts more than a day, day and a half, and is then right back down to the lows. So not a great history of a sustained runner. Certainly many days where it does run, but then it gives its gains back quickly. So kind of the volatility we do like to see for long and for shorts, just whether you're long or you're short, specifically more if you're long, just can't overstay your welcome, right? We kind of know how this ends. So even if it does go up a ton and you're up a lot of money on your long, that's fantastic, but just do not fall in love and make sure to lock in those profits, because it will, just by the daily chart, I think we have a 9 out of 10 chance that this will be right back down to, say, 40, 30, 20 cents, let's say, by the end of April. So I would recommend not falling in love like most penny stocks we trade. So
yeah, protogenic therapeutics here, up 150+%. We have a similar style gap. Kyle mentioned the rest of the daily chart. I won't look too much into that just because there's no volume back there. The biggest volume days where we did, almost 100 mil was more recently at the early March, about a month ago. We've faded back off since then and kind of trying to bounce back right now. So I would draw my line at, I thought I already drew it. There it is. At like 47 cents. maybe that's an area of support or resistance at some point today. If we gap a little higher and then we kind of crack off of it into those warrants, maybe we find support at that previous area of resistance. Maybe we break below it and it continues to use resistance and it fades really off. There's not a lot of precedence here besides the fact that it just doesn't really go in big runs. But as far as day ones go, this last time was kind of a small gap and did end up spiking a bit and giving all of it back. So, there's one day of behavioral issues or tendencies if you want to follow along with that. But, kind of up too much for those asking if this is a breakout over the 47 area, up 155 plus percent. I would tend to leave it alone. It doesn't feel like a super great long market right now. And I really want to be focused on, multi-day opportunities with stuff that really is strong, churning a lot of volume. But you could call this a multi-week, multi-month type of breakout over the 47s, but it's already gone to the 70s. So you probably would have already been happy with that situation. So not too biased one way or the other. Kind of see which way it goes. It is your biggest gapper, so it's going to get some attention. These sheepy stocks have been kind of a headache, I think, for short sellers and have been super volatile on the long side. So agree with Kyle in terms of just taking profits and moving on. If you can get 40, 50, 60% quick, more power to you. So that's PTIX. Not a ton of conviction either side there, but just kind of walking through levels and what I see from both sides.
Beautiful. We do have another gapper that's popped up recently. NIVF, about 80% right now. They have news 20 something minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, that they are they secures a strategic funding to drive international expansion and corporate growth. Provide service provider in Asia helping couples and individuals obtain access to fertility treatments. Announced today a $5.2 million in strategy funding through two separate agreements with an investor. The potentiality to raise up to $30 million. So they got like a little contract. These will establish clinics in Dubai. Very interesting. What I find a little bit interesting is why they need an investor to have corporate expansion and growth when on Dilution Tracker it says they have like 60 months of cash left. Yeah, they like only burn like $500,000 a quarter and they have $9 million. So they've got plenty of years of cash left. Maybe that's just budgeted for the next 5 years of their life and they need more money. But kind of interesting. But it is a contract winner. It is also right above $1, which historically, if you've seen enough gappers of these, a lot of them do and don't. Some will hold $1 like their life depends on it, and as a short seller like myself, that's never a good thing. Or they lose $1 and they fade right back down to where they came from. So it's kind of hard to tell which one this one's going to be. But they also again have very little dilution because they have so much cash. Historically, it's high, but cash need is very low. Offering ability is low. So bit of an interesting dynamic one here. No real history of gap on gaps. In fact, actually 2 or 3 examples of actually it running on day one pretty strongly. So not all that jazzed about this one as a short seller, but it could be a good long. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't know how I want to enter long because I never really do. But I'm interested to see how this one plays out because I am not all that bearish on it just from a face value perspective.
Yeah, popping up later in the morning. I'm sure if you probably looked into data information on the ones that open, 4 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. when the news comes out, when they start running this kind of a late bloomer here, getting going. Why can't I see an intraday chart? Uh-oh. Can you still hear me?
Yep, you're choppy a second, but you're back.
I think we lost it, but I think we're back. We dropped some frames, but I think it's either getting worse or better.
I can hear you.
Let me see. All right, well, I'm just going to keep talking. I think it's back. Yeah, so later in the morning here, getting news at 8:30, kind of straight up from the 60-cent area into the ones. If I could go to a daily, please. Beaten down, probably some reverse splits in here. I remember trading this one at the end of last year. Really nice 3-day breakout here. So it is a former runner, but has since then gotten absolutely destroyed. And even on these bigger volume days, there's like nothing going on. Like we have a smaller volume day that is a gap and crap. I don't know what happened on these 2 days where we churned 10 to 20 million and did no range whatsoever. But that's there as resistance, I guess, as far as I'm concerned, 250 area. Yeah, it's in that dollar area that Kyle talked about, so it could just be a headache either way, or it could just hold the dollar and get really, really strong. We have seen some gappers that have gotten away from people. They go from 60 cents to multiple dollars a share, just because those haven't been ripping for multiple days and really holding up and getting more wild. That's still always a risk. We're in that same type of week, same environment, so just be aware there as it's coming off of this base. There's a lot of range on this daily chart where it's easy to think, oh, it can't go to 2, oh, it can't go to 4. I don't know what you said the float was, but I'm guessing it's quite small.
It is, about half a mil.
Half a mil. All right. Yeah, so this could just be kind of a recipe for something a little squeezy, or could just end up being nothing.
Let me stand corrected. One source tells me half a mil. Delusion Tracker tells me 5 mil. So we're quite all over the place. Let me check a third source just to really cover my basis. NIVF. Real quick here. Go to the little statistics. 5 mil on Yahoo Finance. So shares outstanding 5 mil on Yahoo Finance. Float 550K. So now we've got
around a mil.
I didn't help us at all. I got a smack dab in the middle of where we originally were. So somewhere anywhere between half a mil and 5 million. Oh god.
Smallish enough to run. Okay.
Yeah. Either way, it's a slow float.
All right. How you guys doing out there? Hit that thumbs up button. Do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up button for us. I think it's only 36 likes. It's kind of sad. Before we went over to the West Coast, we were getting 50 consistently. We were getting more viewers too, so we had to work our way back. We understand. Trust is taken quickly. So there's a saying out there about it. It takes a long time to build and it goes quickly. But hit that thumbs up button for us. Let's see. Daniel says sub ones with no news has been a theme. I agree. Kevin Kim says NIVF looks like short stuck and Momo is on the long side, possibly 500% runner with market cap less than 10 mil. That's the type of predictioning that I don't really do a whole lot of. I know Kyle doesn't either, but to just randomly throw out a 500% runner, what does that mean? It's going to go to 4, 350 to 4. We see plenty of stocks that have market caps low and low floats like this, and oftentimes they still just get destroyed. What was the one earlier this week or end of last week? I don't know, the 3-letter one with an R or something that got destroyed. I think that was a pretty low float. But
CRI, BRI, or whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that. But I guess maybe you see something I don't. I don't know what. Can shorts really be that stuck in 30 minutes of action? Maybe. But we'll see. That's up 88% right now.
There's certainly been a lot of runners this week that have gone up the 3, 4, 500% mark. The only thing is that I don't think that Momo is sustainable. Obviously, it could sustain for another day or two, for sure. But we'll see. If it does go that high, it definitely fits the theme of the last 2 or 3 days. But given that most of those stickers have now gotten crushed, I think people are starting to realize the general trend. And so some people might try to get out before that happens. So we'll see. I'm actually very interested to see if it's going to be that trend continued, or if, like Dom said, some of these low floats that we're used to seeing actually don't get much of anywhere. They actually fade off pretty well. So we'll find out.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions for you guys today. We'll be live again tomorrow 8:45 a.m. What's your schedule? Oh, is Huddy going to be around? Or are you going to be around? What?
So Huddie will have landed, but I will be flying, so he should be able to join you. But I will be in the atmosphere very early. So.
Okay. All right, we'll get it to you guys one way or another. Appreciate you guys being here. All you 4 leaves, head on over to the Clover room. We're going to do a webinar right now with myself and Kyle. But yeah, we'll see all the rest of you guys to wrap up another week tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel for another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq. We'll see all you Clovers in the room. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And keep your eyes peeled for a video today, right, Kyle?
Yes, sir. After the close today, we've got a little recap video for us or for you guys that we're going to try to do weekly. So, new segment of content out there. So, stay tuned.
Perfect. We'll see you guys there. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.